Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Want to cover a couple of different news and notes regarding various PC games. We do have the minimum system requirements for Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon. The game is due out later this month. Only minimum requirements thus far, so that's a little bit of a bummer given that we're getting pretty close to the release date, but we'll talk about that. Bit of an update on Stalker 2, which has had a tumultuous development cycle. We'll give an update on that, and a bit of an update on the potential of Transformers War 4 and Fall of Cybertron, two of the greatest games that I think Activision has ever published. I don't care if you think that's hyperbole. I love those games. Unfortunately, they are no longer to buy on Steam. If you want to get a key, a Steam key from a third party, get ready to spend an arm and a leg for that. But the talk has been amounting that maybe those games, they could figure out a way to get them back on storefronts with Microsoft getting involved. We'll talk about that at the end of this video. But first of all, Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon coming from Software. Incredibly excited about this game. Incredibly excited that Armored Core is finally back in the forefront, and we have a new iteration. I think the last one that we got was back in 2013 with Armored Core 5. So, long time coming for this one. We do have the minimum system requirements, and by the way, if you haven't been keeping up with this game, there has been a ton of different gameplay clips and everything like that that's been coming out, and the game looks fantastic. I know that there was a little bit of controversy regarding the game being a cross-gen release, and maybe visually it's not looking as good as it could potentially look, but you know what? At the end of the day, I'm excited for the fact that we're getting some high-octane, fast-paced mecha action, and that's what I'm expecting out of Armored Core 6. Let's talk the minimum requirements, which are very, very tame. Intel Core i5 8600K or Ryzen 3 3300X. Definitely the biggest caveat is the fact that 12 gigabytes of RAM is at minimum. That's pretty surprising, given that this is going to be on PS4 and Xbox One, so a 12 gigabyte minimum RAM configuration. I'm going to say that this game is going to be able to run on 8 gigs of RAM. We'll see how it ultimately turns out, but I have a feeling that it's going to be able to run on 8 gigs of RAM, but again, that's just my speculation. Minimum GPU requirements: NVIDIA GeForce GTX 960 4GB or AMD Radeon RX 480 4GB or an ARC A380. The GTX 960 and RX 480 are super throwback GPUs, so the fact that those are being heralded as minimum GPU requirements, like, that's very, very tame, and I think overall that is pretty darn decent, all things considered, for a game of this caliber, and it should be able to run on the, I think it's going to be a Steam Deck verified game. Given that Elden Ring was a cross-gen release and that's Steam Deck verified, I'm led to believe Armored Core 6 is going to be a Steam Deck verified game as well, and it's going to run fairly well on there. It's just nice to see a franchise like this come back to the forefront. I know From Software has done an incredible job with the titles that they've been putting out, the Souls games, Elden Ring, Bloodborne, Sekiro. Those games have done exceedingly well. I don't know if Armored Core 6 is going to reach those heights in terms of its commercial reception, but I do foresee the game doing fairly well for a plethora of different reasons. First of all, I think the market is due for a big mecha action game. I think people have been wanting something like this. Second of all, I think From Software these days is just well known as one of the elite game studios in gaming, and their name has a lot more cachet than previously after all the work they've done with the Souls games. And on top of that, it is kind of one of those first games that is kicking off this like holiday wave of games, this big release cycle of so many games coming out. Yes, we got Baldur's Gate 3 today. We have Atlas Fallen in a week, but Armored Core 6 is one of those major games that I think is going to have a lot of eyes on it, just because there has been a bit of a drought in terms of big game release, but I think Armored Core 6 is going to do very, very well. So hopefully, fingers crossed that the game is received well. We're talking 40 to 50 hours of content that's being rumored. Not even rumored, just outright stated that it's going to have that much content, which is sizable. I imagine if you just want to go through the main campaign, it's not going to take that long, but yeah, a lot of reason to be excited about. Online PvP will be in the game as well, so definitely one of the hotly anticipated games of the entire year. Moving on from that, do want to note that Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl will be having a Gamescom presentation and a demo. The game will be presented at Gamescom 2023 from August 23rd until August the 27th, so this is a game that obviously you guys are probably well aware of, has had a very tumultuous development cycle. I've been looking forward to it for quite a while, but I think initially we were expecting to get it at the end of 2021, then it got delayed until 2022, and now, you know, it's not going to be coming this year, so just a real big bummer in terms of the game's progression, but it will be on Xbox Game Pass, so at the very least, you will be able to play it on that, and hopefully, it is making some smooth progress now. You know, maybe we'll get it in 2024. Stalker, obviously one of those franchises that I've talked up on this channel for a very long time. Just unfortunate that this one, Stalker 2, has gone MIA a bit. You know, the original Stalker games are great. They just show their age a lot at this stage of the game. Bear in mind, they were early 2000 or late 2000s, early 2010s. You know, those games are pretty dated at this stage of the game. But Stalker 2, I'm hoping has the heart and soul of the earlier Stalker games while also modernizing it for a 2023 audience, especially because, you know, it's going to be seeing a console release as well. So, you want it to be a little bit more accessible. Lastly, I do want to note, Steven Totilo noted this on Twitter, as far as Activision and its Transformers games, there was a lot of talk on whether or not Activision has had access to the Transformers games, and, you know, some goofy stuff was coming out. Steven noted on Twitter, I asked Activision if War 4 and Fall of Cybertron were lost. They sent Hasbro rep my way, who told me to clarify comments that suggest Transformer games have been lost were made an error. We apologize to Activision and regret any confusion. So why this is in the news cycle right now is because a lot of people were talking about the potential of these games of these games coming back because of the Microsoft acquisition. And if you're unaware, Transformers War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron are both absolutely tremendous games that do not get the love that they deserve. Well, they don't get the love that they deserve because they're not readily available to play anywhere. You can't play them on PlayStation. I don't know if they're backwards compatible. I would imagine they're not because of the licensing issues. And then you can't play them on PC either unless you pirate them or you buy a key from a third-party key seller, and those keys for Fall of Cybertron and War for Cybertron are so in demand that they go for literally hundreds of dollars. You cannot get them for even $50, $60. No, if you want to play War for Cybertron, the first game on Steam, if you want to have a legal copy of that, hundreds of dollars will be had to have spent. And, you know, I don't know if anything is going to be done to get these games back on Steam. You know, this is the trouble that you deal with when it comes to licensing games. But I remember that Transformers, I want to say War for Cybertron came out like 8 to 10 months after the release of Batman Arkham Asylum, and Transformers and Arkham Asylum kind of showcased like, yo, these licensed games can be really good, and War for Cybertron ended up like shocking people with how good it was, and Arkham Asylum back then kind of did that as well, and it's just kind of, it really sucks that these games are just lost in the ether, and who knows if we'll ever have a chance to play through them, and hopefully we do, because these games are tremendous, and I would love to see more Transformers games like this. I just don't know if that's ever going to come to fruition. But that'll do it for me. Again, Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon. We got the minimum system requirements for that. The game is out August 25th. Remember, it's a Bandai Namco release, so you'll be able to play it August 24th, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl will be at Gamescom. And as far as War 4 and Fall of Cybertron goes, Activision still has access to those games, but obviously licensing issues create a little bit of a barrier for those games to be accessible for the common folk like us. But that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.